Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors realistic trade package for Giannis and Mo. While the Golden State Warriors are not on the reported preferred list of teams for Giannis on Mo, should he and the free-falling Milwaukee Bucks decide to part ways, it does not preclude them from trading for the former NBA MVP. CBS Sports national columnist Bill Ryder reported on October 31 that two Eastern Conference teams are on Atakumo's radar. Teams are circling and hopeful. One Western Conference team executive said, "I wouldn't be surprised if it happened by the trade deadline," said a top executive of a team that could be in the mix. An Eastern Conference NBA executive has already heard the places believed to be Giannis would be preferred destinations. The teams I've heard are Miami and New York, the Nets, not the Knicks. In February, The Athletic reported trading for Mo is the Warriors' dream scenario, as they have long understood that a star wing next to Stephen Curry is their cleanest path back to title contention before Curry's late prime fades. If and when the Bucks decide to trade on Mo and kickstart a rebuild, it behooves them to get as many offers as possible to maximize the return on their investment in the Greek Freak. Here is the most realistic trade package the Warriors could offer to the Bucks for Anakumo that is legally possible under the collective bargaining agreement. Golden State Warriors receive Giannis and Mo. Milwaukee Bucks receive Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga to Anthony Melton, Lindy Waters 3-2026-2027, unprotected first-round picks and 2030 pick 1-9. It should be noted Melton can only be traded beginning December 15. The Warriors could only offer a maximum of 3 first-round picks since they owe the Washington Wizards a 2030 top 20 protected first-round pick in the Chris Paul-Jordan Poole trade, so the Warriors cannot offer their 2025, 2027, 2029 and 2031 since they are not allowed to trade first-rounders in back-to-back drafts 2030 and 2031 under the T. Ed Stepan rule. What they could do is trade the other half of their 2030 pick from 1-19, meaning the Bucks would get the Warriors pick if it falls below the 20th pick. Otherwise it will convey to the Wizards Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the Warriors front office will need to get creative if they want to bid for Onakmo against teams with rich draft capital. The Warriors have the advantage over the Heat in terms of draft capital. As it stands, the Heat only have one first-round pick available, 2030 or 2031, after they traded away a protected 2027 first-round pick to Charlotte to acquire Terry Rozier. The Heat have young prospects, but the Warriors have Kuminga, a promising forward who is driven to become a star and craving for the opportunity. But the Warriors' most realistic offer pales in comparison to the Nets, who have 13 first-round picks in the next 7 drafts, most of them from their haul in the James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant and Mel Bridges trades. The Nets have Cam Thomas, a prolific scorer who could also become a star but has questioned marks as a leader. Warriors breath huge sigh of relief after near historic meltdown in Houston. The Golden State Warriors have survived an almighty scare to claim a 127-121 victory over the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center on Saturday. After leading by 31 during an explosive first half, the Warriors were taken to overtime following a furious Rockets comeback that was aided by some poor free throw shooting and some ill-advised turnovers from the visitors. It was a tale of two halves from Golden State, who could have hardly played better in the first 24 minutes. They posted 71 points in the first half to build a 28-point lead, led by 14 points apiece from Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga off the bench. The Rockets pegged back the margin in the third, but the Warriors still entered the fourth with a sizable 16-point advantage that quickly evaporated, though in stunning fashion, with Houston tying the game with still over 7 minutes remaining. Golden State steadied enough to rebuild a 5-point lead with 20 seconds to play, but a Jabari Smith Jr. 3 was followed by a careless Warrior turnover and 2 made free throws from Tareen to force overtime, with Draymond Green having fouled out late in regulation and Brandon Podmski also exiting early in overtime. It was Jonathan Kuminga who stood up to eventually lead the Warriors to victory. Kuminga had 6 of Golden State's 8 points in the overtime period, while there was a lid on the Houston end as they were limited to just 2 points points in the 5-minute span. The Warriors thus escaped with an extraordinary victory, having staved off history in what would have been the biggest margin any team had come back from against the franchise in their regular season history. Still playing without Stephen Curry and to Anthony Melton, the 6-point victory is nonetheless an impressive one for Golden State. Regardless of the incredible roller coaster, their level in the first half was exceptional given Curry's absence and their maturity to hold on in the face of a Houston barrage. Owed maturity they may not have shown in a similar situation last season. Hill finished with an equal game-high 27 points on 9 of 14 shooting, including 6 of 10 from three-point range, while also adding 7 rebounds and 2 assists in 32 minutes of action, coming ahead an efficient 23 points and 6 rebounds on 7 of 12 shooting, having also finished the game as a team-high +18. Green had a double-double with 14 points, 11 rebounds and 3 assists before fouling out, while the returning Andrew Wiggins had 15 points and was aggressive in his 31-minute spot. Podziemski was the other Warrior in double-figure scoring with 12, which included some important buckets in the fourth quarter despite shooting an efficient 51.3% from the floor and 46.9% from three-point range. Golden State kept Houston in the game with 18 missed free throws, 32 of 50 overall. The Rockets were limited to just 41.1% from the floor and 33.3% from beyond the arc, while they benefited from 9 more offensive rebound downs. The Warriors now off 5-1 after the first of a 5-game road trip with Jordan P. and the Washington Wizards up next at Capital One Arena on Monday. Warriors could target All-Star center amid NBA trade rumors. The Golden State Warriors, after losing Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks and free agency, have been included in their fair share of trade rumors despite jumping out to a 5-1 record largely without Stephen Curry. Their Warriors have been linked to superstars like Jimmy Butler by using Jonathan Kuminga as a trade chip. However, the Warriors can match any offer Kuminga receives next summer in restricted free agency, making the path to him staying in Golden State pretty clear. Should the Warriors decide to hold on to their emerging superstar, they could still add a high-level talent. The Chicago Bulls, currently sitting at 3rd and 5th in the Eastern Conference, have no delusions of grandeur. They will not be in the finals hunt down the stretch, and if they manage to make the postseason, are all but guaranteed to lose in the first round. With a loaded 2025 draft class headlined by Cooper Flag on the horizon, the Bulls might miss out entirely on a first-round pick. They owe their selection to the San Antonio Spurs, although it is protected in the top 10 to ensure maximum value in a draft with plenty of solid options. The Bulls might start shipping away veteran pieces and kickstart a full-blown rebuild around Matisse Thybulle and whoever they select in the summer. Through 6 games, center Nikola is off to an excellent start. The two-time All-Star is averaging 21.5 points and 11 rebounds while shooting 55.2% from the floor and 50% from three-point range. The Warriors, outside of Kevin Looney, do not have a center on the roster and have relied on Tracy Jackson-Davis and Draymond Green to fill that void by trading away Gary Payton II and to Anthony Melton. The Warriors would hurt their depth but could match fixed $20 million salary. Of course, the Dubs might have to sweeten the pot with a draft pick, but it would allow Green and Vic to start in the front core, with Looney and Jackson-Davis serving as an excellent second unit throughout his career. Vucevic has been an underrated passer and could create for Curry and Buddy Hield, forming a dangerous, well-rounded offense as the Warriors make a playoff push. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Nikola? Leave your opinion in the comments.